Want to keep up with the latest Camodo gaming videos? Be sure to subscribe and click that bell. Hello YouTube, Camodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Tiny Town VR. And yes folks, we are back once again, and today we are ready for our next build. Now today is going to be a little bit different. We have been really focused in on this area over here with the zombie spiders, zombies, dinosaurs, sea monsters, and it's just been absolute chaos. Now, we're not done with this area. Next episode, we should be doing some sort of alien invasion. I know I've said that a couple times, but for sure next episode. But I do actually want to do something over here today, and it's something you guys have been wanting to see, and I kind of just haven't gotten around to it. So today, folks, we are finally doing it. We are finally doing a NASCAR race in Tiny Town. So we have everything else. We have Formula 1. We have like dirt bikes, stunt course, sprint cars. We have everything except NASCARs. And of course they do have actual stock cars. Let me pull one out here. Check that out. It is not the prettiest stock car, but it's a stock car. It's got like a really huge splitter. And that doesn't even look like a spoiler. It looks like a wing. It looks kind of like a little bit older stock car. Alright, so anyways, I'm going to build a little area here. We're going to plop this down. I'm not really sure how big this is going to be because I can, of course, extend the track out. Like, say right here, that's probably, 3/4 mile? Maybe it's a mile-long track right here? That might be a mile long. Or, of course, we can make it a short track and make it like half a mile. So I'm going to see what we're going to do there. I'm going to build this area to begin with. If you guys have any suggestions for Tiny Town, comment below. Let me know what you want to see next. And if you're enjoying this series on the channel, maybe hit that thumbs up button. It helps out my channel. And let's do this. Alright, this is going to be a bit of an odd build here because I'm actually going to be sticking stuff inside of this. Like a pit road and all of that. Let's go ahead and get the scaling here. Why is that flickering? You know what? We can remove the blocks below the track. Alright, so say if we're down here, man, that almost looks like the perfect size. You can get plenty of side-by-side action, some really awesome crashes, which of course we're going to do that here today. And I can set the stands along the straightaways here and actually make it look really busy. Alright, so we're going to do that. This seems to be the perfect size. We'll set the speedway about right here. We'll have parking, we'll have some tents and stuff outside. I'm going to delete the blocks below it, that way I can eliminate that flickering that you're seeing on screen. And then we should be good to go here. Alright, so here come the stands. Let's go ahead and set 2 of these side by side. Is that tall enough? That actually looks pretty good. Almost got it centered too. I think it needs to move over maybe about an inch or two to the left. So the start-finish line, we're going to place it right here. So we'll have stands here. We'll have some shorter stands on the other side. We'll call these like the backstretch stands. Let's see, those are white. Let's see if we can match it here. Oh, I guess I don't have a white set. All right, we'll go with red. So we'll hook these up. I'll need to put some blocks or maybe some support pillars up here. So we'll go boom, boom, boom. That is looking good right there. Alright, so we have that. We'll put support pillars on the stands. We'll start to work on the infield here. Gotta think of how we're gonna do this crash too. We're gonna maybe have like a photo finish here at the start-finish line. We'll have like a big crash on the other side. So I've got a lot of items in here. I've got garages. Actually, those say tents. I thought I had a garage piece. Tent, and more tents. You know what? They look like garages. So we can stick these on the infield. This will be our garages. We won't have haulers. Now, normally NASCARs will have like a hauler where they'll bring the car in. They'll have to park on the outside somewhere because we just can't fit it here. And I need to make a pit lane. I kind of wish this wasn't as much grass here, but I can make it work. You know, it's fine. Alright, so what I'm doing now, we're doing pit lane work. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I've done so far. So I think I've kind of set up the infield the way I want it to. We have the pit lane right here, which I think we're going to lower possibly this wall. That way pit crew members can jump over. We'll have a high wall on this end. You can see where the start-finish line is. I'm looking for a flag stand or something I can use, like a flag stand that I can stick over there. Of course, you have the garages that we placed. We got scoring towers. We have kind of like an entrance to the garage over there, and another one over here for maybe like emergency vehicles during the race. I'm thinking this is looking pretty cool, and it just looks really awesome, the area it's in. Let me go ahead and zoom out real quick. Like, this looks like a complete, like, motorsports complex over here. Alright, let's keep working, and then we'll get to the actual disaster portion of this. Alright, placing the ambulances down. Alright, so I fixed pit lane. I noticed I was using the wrong size tire. We also have a flag stand now with the person in there. For some reason, they don't actually have a flag, which I don't understand why that's not in this pack, but that's just kind of a thing. So yeah, you can see emergency vehicles on standby here. The camera positions are now up. They have their little cameras in there. Oh, we need to put workers. I think we want to go ahead and move on to a little bit of the fun stuff real quick before we get all the other stuff done. So let's go ahead. We're going to get some cars out here as an example and see just how this looks. Now, one thing we're going to have to do, we're not going to have 40 of them out here because there's a lot of duplicates. We'll have probably 2 per color, I would say. It's probably going to be the best way to do this. It still puts quite a few cars out here once you look at it. Like, that's pretty impressive. Alright, I think this is going to work. We're going to have plenty of vehicles out here to have an awesome crash with. How banked is this? This is pretty banked. Check that out. That actually looks really cool. Holy man. Alright. I'm going to set some just in normal racing positions. We'll have the crash and we'll have the photo finish happening on the other side. But I want to have some just kind of spread out here all over the track. Alright. So I have the vehicles all set up and around the track right now. It's time to probably start working on the big crash. Which, by the way, here is the photo finish. I can't really tell who's winning here. Maybe you guys can tell me. Also, do you guys have a name for this racing series? I don't want to just call it NASCAR. Maybe we can come up with the name. Comment below. But I've got every one of the cars out right now, so I can duplicate each car. And we're going to have a huge crash here in turn 4. Now, we will have maybe 1 or 2 on pit road, even though it doesn't really make sense because the race is ending. Maybe they'll be broken down or something. But yeah, let's get this crash moving here. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead, grab one of these. Alright, so I've got snapping off, so I actually have to place them. If not, it's really, really goofy. Check this out. With snapping off, that's how, or with snapping on, that's how the car's placed on the track. I'm assuming Tiny Town, you can't place them on, like, surfaces like that, so I need to grab one of everything. Actually, I should probably just grab them out of here. Alright, so we're gonna have this. We're gonna have cars just piling in, maybe one flipping. We'll stick them into the wall here. I'm definitely gonna use some smoke effects using the I think I can use the little spheres like I always do. And yeah, this is gonna be pretty epic. Alright, so here's the positioning of the cars. It's so crazy. If you look up a little bit, you can see the Kraken over there. Wow. You know, this actually really does put it in perspective. Some of the things that you could see from the racetrack. Like, I see Mechagodzilla, airship going down, Baldy, some of the dinosaur stuff we did over there, Granny. Yeah, this thing is pretty insane. Alright, so like I was saying about the spheres here, I think we've got the crash pretty much set up. But we need smoke. We need fire, chaos. So I've got fire, but I need the smoke portion. So what I'm going to do, kind of like how I do my burning buildings, we're going to put the spheres kind of coming off the cars. So maybe something like, maybe a little smaller actually. Alright, so we'll do that. I'm going to start placing these in here, and we'll try to create like smoke trails. Kind of wish I had a way to do skid marks too, but I don't really think I do. That would have been a pretty awesome addition here. But yeah, something like that. Alright, so let's do that. I might go with some pieces of white smoke or white spheres too. That way it's a little bit of a mixture. It's just not all really gray looking. Probably need to use some more white too. Alright, there's a big chunkier crash. You can see there's fire flying everywhere. I used a mixture of the white and the gray smoke. I know typically you see a lot more white smoke in a lot of these crashes. Reason this one's so gray, a lot of it's coming off the fire here as the cars slam up against the wall. You know, it's actually really odd looking. I'm pretty sure on a banked oval like this, the wall actually leans inward with the track, but it doesn't on this, and that might be a bit of an issue. I don't know, maybe it was just an oversight by the Tiny Town people who designed the track, but it's okay. Alright, so we got one car flipping in the air. Really wish I could add damage to these, but I don't know any way to really do it, so they're all in the process of getting damaged. But hold on, what's this look like from, like, say if we're sitting in the stands. Man, I don't know if there's a bad seat in the house here. Like, check that out. You can pretty much see everything on the track here. The garages might block a little bit at the bottom of the backstretch, but that's actually pretty impressive. I like this. I keep thinking this looks like a certain track too. Maybe Dover? Something like that. I would say this is probably actually a mile. Definitely not a half mile. The cars are way too small for that. And the track looks way too big. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. Alright, so a couple things that you might notice here that I've added. I've got the crew members of the two cars that are having the photo finish. They're both kind of reacting to what's happening. I think they both think they won. Like this, you got the crew chief here. He's on his little radio, probably saying maybe just run into him. I don't know. And then down here, you have one of the cars that is broken down. Of course, it being Tiny Town, the people aren't too smart, so yes, folks, they're pouring gasoline on the fire, and the reaction of the racer, he just looks very, very disappointed at the moment. That is awesome. So we'll get a high-up view of this. Man, this is cool. You can see I've added some support pillars here to the back of the grandstands. Okay, so what we need to add next, which, by the way, to get to the racetrack, you use the street that the farms are on. It kind of leads out to the Formula 1 track and kind of hits a dead end there. I don't know. There might probably, I guess water's going to eventually scoop around to the backside here. But for the most part, like from up here, that looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and add some cars to the parking lot. I'm going to need to litter a ton of cars out here. And I'm going to add like a little hospitality area. Oh, and before I forget, I forgot to mention who is in one of those cars in the photo finish. And I think you guys know who it is. It is, of course, Oblivious Grandma. She's hanging out the car. She's going to toss a taco over at the 64 there, I guess to try to distract him. She probably should have did it off turn 4 there. You know, maybe she dropped a banana back there. That seems like it's a very plausible situation for Tiny Town here. But yeah, I forgot to add her. I knew where I was going to stick her, I just didn't do it. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. Alright, so you can see I've finally added some cars out to the parking lot. I haven't completely filled it up. We'll kind of do that off camera. But I added some stuff for the fans. Got a little stunt show going on. I don't know why it's going on at the end of the race. It doesn't really make sense. You see a guy's going to be jumping his motorcycle through a loop. You got some people out here. I made like a little entrance zone with like hospitality tents and all that other good stuff where you can buy your souvenirs. You got some people actually walking out. But pretty much everybody is planted in those stands because, I mean, look at the finish. That is amazing. Alright, let's go ahead and zoom out one more time. Yeah, I'm happy with this one. So I think we've about gotten most of the motorsports that I want to do. Of course, you got like this flyover happening. I probably should stick that over at the race. I don't know, it looks pretty awesome regardless. So, anyways, next episode we will be moving back over to probably this area here for the alien attack. And then we'll continue with the water and try to shut this whole area in and make it look a little bit more complete. I still have a pretty blank area right there, but I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that too. But I do want to thank you guys for all the love and support on the Tiny Town series. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thanks for watching the builds. Thanks for commenting with new suggestions. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time in Tiny Town.